Alright, Brady's back to do this one with me. Hello, and thanks for watching the Balls Deep 2012 American League Central preview. Continuing on with the Chicago White Sox, who we believe here at Balls Deep are going to be in 4th place. It's going to be a long, boring year in the south side of Chicago. First of all, no more Ozzie Guillet. Their fiery Latino manager who always had something to say about everything is gone. He's gone to the Marlins. This is a guy who would badmouth his own players. He'd say, you know, I can't teach Alex Rios, their center fielder last year, how to hit. Or, I'm not the one who makes the player personnel moves, the GM does. Incidentally, the GM, Kenny Williams, is the father of that guy for the 49ers, their kick returner who dropped those balls, who had the entire city of San Francisco going up in flames. It's going to be a really boring year. There's only pretty much 2 guys on the White Sox who have any power whatsoever. First baseman, Paulie Konerko. Everyone calls him Clockwork Paul because he's as regular as a clock. Paulie Konerko should be good for 280 average, 30 home runs. He always is. And there's DH/first baseman Adam Dunn, who they signed about a year ago, gave him like $50 million for 4 years. The guy's supposed to hit 40 home runs every year, which is what he's always done. And then last year, he hits like 11 jacks and hits 159, like one of the worst years in the history of baseball. Balls Deep expects a bounce back year from him, but honestly, it's going to be a boring team. They have no #1 starter. They don't even have a #2 starter. They don't have any guys who can go out and dominate. The bullpen is I would say above average. The defense is mediocre. It's just a boring team. It's just a boring bunch of crumb bums. Which reminds me, let's get right into Kings, crumb bums, and codgers. Inarguably the most popular segment on the internets. Kings, well, I already mentioned Paulie Konerko, the first baseman. Always good for 280. Always good for 30 home runs. He should continue it this year. He's an old school slugger. The guy is good. There's an up-and-coming King, I believe, Chris Sale. He's a lefty starter. He was a bullpen guy last year, but I think this year he's going to be a really good starter. This is a guy who struck out a guy per inning. He allowed a home run every, 10, 12 innings. Lefties hit under 200 off him. Righties hit about 200 off him. The guy is great. He throws 95, strikes out over a batter an inning. He's good. Those are the 2 Kings. Crumb bums, the ultimate crumb bum. Alex Rios. The minute this guy got a contract 4 years ago for the Blue Jays, he fell off the face of the map. This kid could have been 30 home runs, 30 steals every year. This reminds me of a story. I was in Toronto at the Sky Dome in 2008, and I'm sitting at TGI Fridays having a couple Long Island iced teas. They were only $4 or $5. It was happy hour. I was watching batting practice. I was watching the Orioles and the Blue Jays take batting practice. And Alex Rios is throwing the ball in the outfield with somebody else, I don't know, Vernon Wells. And he looks up at me, and I'm sitting, not doing anything jerky. I'm sitting behind the plexiglass at the TGI Fridays in center field, right field at the Toronto Sky Dome, Rogers Center, and he throws a ball at me. Yeah, and I realized right then and there that this guy is the biggest dickhead and the biggest crumb bum this side of Barry Zito in all of baseball. Complete waste of talent. Another crumb bum, second baseman Gordon Beckham. Every year we hear this guy's going to be great, he's getting better, and every year his average drops off 20 points. He went from 270 as a rookie to 250 as a sophomore to 230 last year as a junior. I don't even know if you can use that term. And codgers, well, they've got one big one. Starting pitcher Jake Peavy. This is a guy who every year is supposed to be good, and every year he gets hurt and starts 15 to 20 games and gets some injury on some muscle that nobody in the world has heard of. We are selling low on the White Sox. We're gonna pencil them in for 74 wins this year. Balls deep. Thank you.